Eritrea has proven that with its existing infrastructure, gold production has moved well. This is the question many mining companies are asking, mining journals are asking. Why is the first Eritrean mine, the Bisha mine, the most successful from a profit point of view in the world? So for us, those are the type of questions we have to ask as to what can we learn from the Eritrean experience. The idea was to say that for relations to be better, it has to be genuinely bilateral. Genuinely meaning it cannot be a one-way road. Bilateral is precisely that. It has to be a two-way road. Eritrea, South Africa, and hence the coining of the term ERISA. So in some ways it was a review of South Africa Eritrea relations, how to take it to another level. Eritrea has been one of the vanguard leaders in saying to fellow Africans, fellow African countries, that we only can have a strong Africa if we have a strong continental body, the African Union. But for us to have a strong African Union, we need a strong African Union Secretariat. So South Africa and Eritrea cooperated very, very strongly on this project. I know many Southern African countries are very proud of Eritrea. That pride could be seen when the South African current Minister of Home Affairs was here, the Foreign Minister of Zimbabwe was here, the Zambian Foreign Minister was here to interact with the President of Eritrea on this project. It's clear to me in my 4 years, one of my observations is that the leadership in Eritrea are keen on Pan-African goals. Eritrea is a strong member of COMESA, the trading bloc, which covers a huge part of the Horn of Africa, Northeast Africa, East Africa, and COMESA is going to develop a free trade zone with SADC, the Southern African Development Corporation, as well as the East African community. And I know your ministers have been active in these formations. So for me, the active role of Eritrea within COMESA, and second would be the Indian Ocean Rim Association. And importantly, I think when conditions of peace and stability prevail in the Horn of Africa, there's no doubt in my mind Eritrea will play a stronger role within the Horn of Africa region as it is currently playing in trying to bring about peace and stability in Yemen, just across the Red Sea. Eritrean diaspora, we believe we can learn a lot from them. So for us, that has been one of the key lessons we've learned, that and we believe a lot of Africans, fellow Africans, can learn from the Eritrean diaspora. Bologna Eritrea Festival, on its 40th anniversary, for me was a very memorable occasion. Memorable in the sense that I got to see, and some of the friends of Eritrea who were present, the strength, the energy, the vibrancy of the Eritrean diaspora. I really don't think many of our fellow African states, even the friends of Eritrea, fully understand the vibrancy of the Eritrean diaspora. So by attending the Bologna Festival, I was able to develop a report for my ministry, share it with my colleagues in our ministry the vibrancy of the Eritrean diaspora. I think I can safely say of all the African diasporas in Europe, USA, outside of the continent of Africa, I can safely say the Eritrean diaspora is perhaps the strongest organized and possibly the most vibrant. I'm busy writing a book on the experiences I've had of my time in Eritrea, and in this regard there will be a chapter on the question of what are the lessons we could learn and many fellow African leaders can learn from the Eritrean diaspora. So for me that is going to be a key dimension of the book. Regularly I would read reports, and many reports negatively predicted that there would be state collapse and societal collapse. And I found there was a mismatch between what the reports were predicting, most of them analytical reports, human rights reports, scholarly reports were predicting this. But on the ground here, I saw another reality unfolding. I saw another narrative unfolding. And that led me to ask myself that I should develop an analysis, a book, with a draft tentative title, Eritrea, Why Has the State Not Collapsed? To ask the question in that book, what are the factors that has allowed Eritrea to cohere, to manage, to come together, which has allowed society to cohere by and large? How have Eritreans managed to deal with the rough challenges of society? I plan to undertake a range of interviews to test whether my hypothesis, whether this underlying question I'm asking as to why the Eritrean state has not collapsed is a correct question to ask. Yes, it's a very provocative question, but it's being asked with a constructive angle as to why Eritrea has succeeded, and that what the naysayers, what the critics, what in some ways I think people who don't wish well for Eritrea, what they've tried to not wish well for Eritrea, why has it not worked? And that's what I'm trying to ask in this book. The moment I arrived here on March 13th, on my birthday, within a short period of 2 weeks, I was accredited. I had my discussions with His Excellency, the President of the State of Eritrea, President Isaias Afwerki, and it was clear to me what were the priorities, and I conveyed that to my President, and we were able to move on all those priorities very quickly. As we say in South Africa, you can't clap with one hand. Fortunately, we had a good partner, so we could clap together. My last thought is that Eritrea has a good narrative to share, and I believe that narrative should be shared more widely. We know, like all countries, all young countries, whether it's South Africa or Eritrea, we would face development challenges, but we know those challenges, whether it's infrastructural challenges or other challenges, are not insurmountable. But jointly and together, we believe we can contribute towards strengthening relations and towards a better Eritrea and better joint relations.